In this Abacus video tutorial, we'll be covering credit accounts. I'll show you how to create and edit credit accounts, how to use a credit account on the POS, how to view credit account history, and also how to export and email credit accounts to your credit account holders. First, we'll start with creating a new credit account. To do this, I'll click Sales on the left side of the screen, and then select the credit account subcategory. You can see here that I already have some credit accounts created. Today we'll be creating a new credit account, so I'll click New Credit Account at the top of the screen. First, I'll enter in a name for the credit account. The credit account name will typically be the customer name or the business name. For my example, I'll name the credit account Steve. Now that I've entered a name for the credit account, I'll fill out the password. Here, you'll want to enter in a password for the credit account. The password is for the customer to remember. This allows you to verify that the customer in your store has access to the credit account or is the owner of the credit account. For my example, I'll enter 1234 for the password. Next, we can set the max credit allowance. This allows us to cap the maximum amount of credit for this credit account. For my example, I'll leave this as 0, which means that it has an unlimited maximum credit. Here we can enter the maximum amount that can be spent using the credit account. For my example, I'll limit this to $50 per transaction. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, this credit account hasn't been used yet, so this table is empty. After we put through a transaction using this credit account, we should see some data here. At the top of the screen, we can assign this credit account to an existing customer in the database. We'll cover how to create customers on the back end in a later video. For now, I won't attach a customer. Now that we've entered in the details for our credit account, I'll click Save at the top of the screen. Now that the credit account has been saved, I'll show you how to use it on the Abacus POS. Now that we're back on the POS, I'll tap Master Sync at the top of the screen to sync the changes I made on the back end. Now that we've done a Master Sync, I'll add an item to the order and then tap Pay. From here, I'll select Credit Account, and here you can see the credit account for Steve that we created. You can see the maximum transaction allowance, the maximum credit allowance, and the current balance, which is 0. Once I process the order for $12, the balance will be -12. I'll just process the payment by tapping on the credit account. Here we can see the password for the credit account. If the password the customer gives us matches this one, then we can proceed with the payment. I'll tap Yes. Now the sale has been processed, so I'll click Complete Sale. Now we'll switch to the Abacus backend and I'll show you how we can view credit account usage. Now that we're on the Abacus backend, I'll show you how to view credit account usage. To do this, I'll click Sales and then click Credit Account Transactions. Here you can see the credit account transaction we just put through. At the top of the screen, we can filter through the different credit account transactions. We can filter by minimum price, maximum price, the credit account, and also credit accounts between a date range. We can also export these credit account transactions by clicking the yellow Export button. Now I'll show you how to send a credit account statement to your credit account holders. In order to send a credit account statement to your credit account holders, you'll need to attach a customer to the credit account. I'll show you how to do this in a later video. For one of my example credit accounts, you can see that customer information has been attached. I've entered an email address for this customer and they'll receive the credit account statement. To send the statement, just click the yellow button here. Now I'll show you how to top up a credit account on the Abacus POS app. To top up a credit account, tap the drop-down menu and then select Top Up Account. On the left, we can select the credit account for Steve and then enter in the top-up amount. For my example, I'll enter 12 so the account is balanced to 0 again. Now I'll select Cash and the top-up is successful. You can see here that the balance is now 0.